So this is that same August 19, 2014 meeting. I decided to keep taping what City Councilor Roger Lee says. Now he's taking a different stance since his minister Perkins was there listening to me explain all this stuff. So he's going to be asking the city manager, maybe they should take a look at what I've been telling them for the past 2 years, which he's just saving face because this is Roger's last year. He's stepping down. And they go into this big, long, you can see how nervous they are. Joe Slocum's questioning, how do you want to look at all this water? What type of mapping do you want to get done? And Director of Public Works, Bob Richards, knows this town like the back of his hand. He can tell you every drop of water that's pouring wherever and can do all the maps. They're using taxpayer dollars to have engineers falsify maps for them so that they get away with not having to follow ordinance and do proper infrastructure. So that's what they do.
Well, just for clarification, Joe, the report that you're putting together on Seaview Terrace has to do with street drainage.
Looking at options for street drainage.
Doesn't address the issue
stream.
We hear about.
Doesn't address anything to do with the stream behind on the north side of Seaview Terrace.
He won't even say behind my house, my property.
Listening today to Lori Allen, I appreciate her focus on trying to look at solutions and toning.
I have always given solutions. He's going to say toning down the rhetoric and that it's just bogus. I've come there civil at every meeting because, especially with the cops sitting there ready to carry me out, you better believe that I wanted to be heard, and I stayed reasonable and factual.
Down at least the accusations, which I think are foolish. I would like to propose that the city discuss
Let's
whether
back
we
that
could
up
have
again.
just expert advice.
Side of Seaview Terrace.
I want to say that I, listening today to Lori Allen, I appreciate her focus on trying to look at solutions and toning down at least the accusations, which I think are foolish. I would like to propose that the city discuss whether we could have just expert advice by engineers as to whether there's any substance to her suggestions that water could be diverted.
See, next to him, that's my city council rep, Mary Mortier, a real estate agent, and she has taken the fifth from the beginning. And you can see her sitting there. It looks like she swallowed the cat because she knows they're not going to fix this because it's just too expensive. They've created a nightmare, and they want to put it all in downtown. Or we're going to be taken through 5204 for economic development. Who knows?
Go other paths. It would reduce the volume of stormwater passing through Seaview Terrace. If it can be done, and it would be a benefit to that community and not a problem for others, I think we should consider that.
I just want to be clear. So we would get some engineering assistance.
Well, she is suggesting that lots of water goes her way. And I heard Mike anecdotally, I mean, you've walked back there, and I've heard people say, well, not as much water goes her way as she thinks goes her way. And if you look at maps, I wouldn't think that the muck communicates with that, but it may today communicate. And so it seems to me that there's a reasonable case for the city looking at whether stormwater could be diverted and passed into reach the bay in more harmless ways.
Reach the bay.
For example,
build a sewer.
The path of water north of the muck goes down and reaches the bay underneath the big highway bridge. And I don't think it passes by any residential. I may be wrong there, but I don't think there's a problem with passing by residences as close as is the case on Seaview Terrace. So,
I'm just going to ask for another clarification. So we want, maybe engage an engineer to assist us to determine whether water could go in other ways and less harmless ways.
I want to know what the stormwater flow situation is between these various sources and the bay, and I want to know whether it can be diverted from Seaview, or whether what is proposed by Laurie Allen is simply false. I just want to know the facts.
Again, can be diverted whether it naturally flows that way? Because I think anything can be diverted. That's what I'm trying to say.
Does it? What I want to know is what's happening right now. Does in fact water from the schools, does water from the muck pass down through that stream? And
Is there another way?
and is there another way to put that water in the bay without putting it through that stream? I think it's a matter of topography, a little bit of on-site field work by an engineer. I think the city council should find out the answer to that.
I'm glad to pursue it.
He is not.
I just want to be clear that we're saying that we're interested in trying to divert it, whether or not it naturally flows that way or not.
Naturally flows that way or
There's a
not.
suggestion that it's artificially been manipulated, and
Well, the manipulation and the accusation that's corrupt and all that is just bogus and ridiculous, and I don't want to ever hear it again. I imagine we will, but the point is that if the water, for example, from one of the developments, the new school, was intended to go one way and it's come another way, we ought to know that. And
You absolutely know it is. All you have to do is go up there and look. I gave you pictures of it. Okay, I'm gonna be getting upset. That's enough of this meeting. They go on for another 5 or 10 minutes. City Manager Joe Slocum's just playing like ignorant. Oh well, this is the natural flow. Exactly. Are we going to do this for Seaview Terrace, or do we want to do it for the whole town? And just really making a mess of this request, and it never gets done anyway.